So, friends, I'm back. We are going to discuss the thorny bushes involved in this policy. What are the challenges, friends, we see in this? So, friends, the government has not removed this policy, this tag, friends, not for profit. Why this hypocrisy, friends? What is hypocrisy, friends? Outwards, you say something, but inwards, you are something. That is, the reality is different, but the policy or the government says something actually. Who doesn't know this thing, friends? Educations are profit making organizations in India. How much fees we are paying, friends? You know, I know. Still, in India, education is not for profit. Still, government considers that. And people are taking advantage of this thing, friends. What is not for profit, friends? So whatever institutions you are running, it should not take profit of it. If you are get profit, you have to invest in that again and provide better quality services in that. But people are taking advantage of this thing, friends. How? You know, most of the educational institutions are owned by whom? Right? What do? Establish trusts, societies. And what happens when they establish these things and run institutions, educational institutions? Under Income Tax Act 1961, they are exempted from the income, friends. And they will be granted ATG certificates for donating to these non-profit organizations, friends. And they will make profit out of those donation, friends. And it is again tax rebatable. Do you understand, friends? For example, if you see a person A has land and he donates or he enters into an agreement with the institution he has established B, and this rental agreement, as and when he wants, he increases it, friends. Because of this, what happens? Earns profits like anything, friends. But it is tax rebatable. No tax on that. Similarly, this institution requires what, friends? These all infrastructure. And all these things will be coming from all his related or related party transactions, friends. He or she will be maintaining these companies and he will get it at the inflated rates, friends. And those will be again tax rebated. So why the government is maintaining this thing still, even though it is very obvious to all of you and me that education is profit making. And the next thing is, government wants to teach in mother tongue till class 5, and this happens in government schools, friends. Will it class 5 and preferably beyond also? Why, friends? Why this dichotomy? Two things. Why two things are saying by government? Bureaucrats, politicians, elite children, will they study in their mother tongue, friends, by leaving English aside? Is it possible, friends? You know what is the English value of English in the current generation? Why are you making the underprivileged students who are coming to the government schools, forcing them to read in mother tongue? Where will be the level playing field for them? Will they be able to compete when it comes to the what do you call level playing field or any employment or anything, if they study in what do you call in mother tongue? So please, this has to be considered by government, friends. And the next one, fall in enrollments, friends. Fall in enrollments. This, even though we are providing free education by providing midday meal, we are not able to achieve 100% enrollment. And also the enrollment is decreasing day by day. What is this trend, friend? Why people are not believing the governments? Why? We will see, friends, these two things: teachers training and accountability, and increase in spending. Will it helps? Falling in enrollments, friends, if you see from the last 5 to 6 years, in this what you call 10 to 16, you you will see around 2 crore people has going towards private schools, friends. I'm not saying private schools are giving the best education in the world or in the country, in the state, but they are not believing the government schools, friends. So government has to come up with branding the government schools, public schools. See, friends, in 2017-18, 68% of public elementary schools had 45 students on an average. Total in the public elementary school, totally 45 students are there, friends. So how does a teacher feel when she has to teach one people, two people in the class? Will they get motivated, friends? So government has to think upon this thing, friends. And it costs 40,000 per year per student for the teacher salaries, friends. Whose money is this, friends? Our tax money. Why is it not being utilized efficiently? We talk about privatization and all other things. Why we are not concentrating these things? Please think upon this thing, friends. Friends, teachers training and accountability. The main issue here is teachers training and accountability. Friends, you know, I know how strongly we prepare to crack an exam, competitive exam. Once we get in, where once we crack and get into the jobs, why we are becoming lazy? That is the important question, friends. Why teachers are reluctant in providing the best to the nation? See, friends, government teachers, if you see the salaries, they are getting 4 times better salaries when compared to Chinese teacher salaries, friends. And the performance is abysmal. That is why the people are not going to government schools. The government is also not raising funds or not giving enough funds for the schools, friends. We'll see how does it happen in the next slide. And when we'll discuss the teachers topic now, so they are paid higher than any other private school, friends, and there is heavy absenteeism in the government schools from the teachers side. Why is this, friends? Why why the strong unions, friends, they are pushing or pulling the government. So government needs a strong political will and determination to transform the education system. So we have to see whether this happens or not. Even though we have implemented the biometric system, there is no such improvement from the this absenteeism, friends. I'll provide you. This is not my calculations, friends. I'm completely saying it from the newspapers and PIB, Press Information Bureau of the what do you call, from the government side. I'll just put those things in the description, friends. Please go through it. And private school teachers are occupied by 10% unemployed graduates in India. So they do not mean to enter in the teaching field, friends, but they are entering there and settling at lower salaries and giving or entering half-hearted there. So this is also causing a quality which is expected, that is what expected from 2021, is somewhere we are missing, friends. So what should be done, friends? Link the salaries with the outcomes. Why isn't been done? And also, friends, the other interesting things, if you will be surprised or shocked to know there is a PISA test. This test, what does this test, friends? It will test or how how ready is the student to go for higher education and take up the employment. So this test tests that, and in that test you will be shocked to know India is in top bottom, friends. Out of 74 countries, India is at 73rd position, whereas China in on second position, friends. In second position, where are we going, friends? And 80% of our public expenditure is spent on teachers' salaries, training, learning material, and it is according to the six state report, friends. And if you observe this table also, this is state per GDP. So if you see in Uttar Pradesh, they are getting 6.4% more than the state per capita GDP. If you are getting 10,000 per a month, you will be getting 60,000 as salary. That is per capita GDP is 10,000, then you will be getting 6.4% more than that. And the same again with the state GDP, friends. So just go through these numbers, friends. And the next thing, increase in spending. Does it help, friend? India is spending very less, friends, when compared to our BRICS countries. Brazil 5.2, South Africa 6.9%, China 4.2% of their GDP. It is. This is based on their GDP. Chinese GDP is way higher actually. Even though it spends 4.2%, it is a bigger amount. Russia 3.8%. India is planning to increase it by 6%, friends. And we are saying from last 50 years, 5 decades to increase it to 5%. But in new policy, 6% we have said. But we have never achieved that, friends. Why there is no commitment from the government? Then there is no accountability and policy implement and how the policy implementation goes is what matters, friends. So how do we brand these government schools? Can government schools retain children? How can we brand? Can are bureaucrats, politicians ready to send their children to government schools? I'll tell you, friends. In what schools do they send their children in the government? What do you call? In what schools do they send their childrens? So what can be considered, friends? So there is a suggestion in the what you call business standard article, PPP model, public private partnership model, as a pilot project, combining the best out of both worlds, public sector and the private sector. So this has to this has this should this has to be tell what we have to we cannot decide, friends. This has to tell by as the time progresses actually. And the next thing, KVS, JNV, Kendriya Vidyalaya, Jawaharlal Navodaya, Indian Army Public Schools. Friends, all these people are into the government services, and they have capability to pay. You know how cheap is education in Kendriya Vidyalaya? I'll provide you the link in the description, friends. Where can you find the fee structure? See, friends, I have relatives and neighbors who is running who rides auto every day, and he spends 50,000, 40,000 for their first class, second class children's, friends, as fee in the private organizations, even though they get free education in government schools. Why this? Why the quality is good in these schools and why it is not in private public schools, friends? Why? Why won't they bring a uniform structure in all schools? They have to consider this thing, friends. If you are not able to bring the accountability, then let's transfer, as the government has been doing DBT. Let's transfer money to the people and promote, or what do you call, encourage people. If they get 90%, or if they get 98%, they'll get more DBT, the more money as encouragement or scholarship. Why won't they consider this thing, friends? So, friends, the important thing is, this policy is still a policy, just a policy. It hasn't turned into law till now. And one more thing, friends, to do all these things, education is in concurrent list, friends. That is, state can handle this education, and also center can handle this education subject. So, center and state has to cooperate each other and bring the best to build our nation stronger. And actual devil lies in details and the implementation of the policy, friends. We have many things on paper, but very little happens in reality. Conclusion, if you want to conclude, infrastructure can be developed overnight, friends, but human capital, it takes years, friends. And if we do not build now, we'll be missing train or bus of the development forever. You will be always tagged as a developing country. When will we become developed nation, friends? And to implement all these things, I was saying we need a strong political will and determination to transform our demographic dividend into nation building resources. So I'm concluding this thing, friends. With all due respect to our teachers, I humbly request to give best 100% to their professional. So please share this until this video reaches to every teacher in the country. Thank you, friends. Thank you.